Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abhavya. Today we are going to learn to resolve the most common error we get while developing web application. It is the cross-origin resource sharing error, also known as CORS error. So before we start coding, please subscribe to my channel, and if you were able to resolve the error, give it a like and share it with your friends.
Let me first give you an overview of what CORS error is. It is cross-origin resource sharing error. For example, my client, a React.js application is running on port 3000 in my local, and my backend, that is the Node.js application, is running on port 8080 in my local. We see that these two URLs are different. So when the client makes a request to the server sees that the origin is not same. That means that from where the request is coming belongs to a different URL. Hence it will block it, saying that it is blocked by the CORS policy as the origins are not same. So in order to bypass this, we need to make our server aware that from where the request is going to come and where it needs to respond. This policy is mainly provided so that no fake website is able to access any of your data. It can't like any other evil.com goes and try to get the data from your server. Now we will learn how to remove this error through coding. So let me create a new folder, name it as CORS, have it on my VS Code. I will be creating the front end and the back end application, and then we will write the code to create the CORS error first and then try to resolve it. So first let me build the front end application. It is React app. So create React app CORS front end. Okay. Meanwhile, I will create a new folder here for the backend also. It is CORS backend. Okay. I am opening a new terminal. Go inside this folder. Okay. Let's check whether our application is ready or not. It is still building. Okay, I will open one new terminal, go inside my backend application. This is the backend application, and I will do npm init to initialize a node application. So yeah, package remains same, version is same. Only in the author I will give my name here. And if you see, you have the package.json file here. Some of the simple things which we will need to have a backend application is the express. So npm install express will be there. Okay. You see the log.json file is already there and package.json is also there. I will create a simple server file here. In my backend code, it is server.js, and here let's start with the backend application first. So I will have express first here. And then create my React application, create my application from using this. Okay, now we need to create a simple server. I am going to create a HTTP server. If you want, you can create a HTTPS server also. So in order to create the HTTP server, it is very simple. Just give app listen and the port number where you want to run it. Okay, this is the server of my application, backend server. Save it. In the backend area, either you can give, if you have nodemon, you can use nodemon server.js, and in order to install nodemon, same thing, npm I nodemon. You can do global install also, or just simple. I already have nodemon in my system, so I will just directly use it. Or you can use node also, node space server.js to run the file. I am going to use nodemon server.js to run my application. Okay. In order to check whether my application is running or not, I will simply create a small API here. It is the root one. Have a request and response here. Okay, we'll do rest dot send. It is okay. Let's go and check whether we are having this or not. On our local 8084, we can see the message coming here on the localhost 8080. Okay, very simple. Now coming back to our front end application, all the setup is done. This is the source file where we have the main app.js file here. Let me start my front end application through npm. This is the front end. So first get inside the front end app, cd CORS front end. Okay, now if you see I am inside the front end application, I will give npm start to start my React application. It will take a few minutes. You see it is just getting ready. Okay, yeah, my React application is running. I don't need any of these things for my CORS part, so I will just simply delete it and say hi Abhavya. Okay, and just refresh it. You can see my name. That it means our React application is running. Now what I will do, I will create a button here which when we click, it will make a request to our backend URL. That it will fetch some data from there, and it will just on clicking it will display it on the front end, that data or message. Okay, so let me create a button first here. It is click me. Save it. We got the button here. We see a button here. Now what I am going to do, give it a function. What to do when it is clicked. Okay, name of the function is handle click, and let me write down the function. Simply give some console log here to check whether a function is running or not. I will open the inspect window, go to the console and see, yeah, my button is working right now. Now I want to create another API in my backend. This server.js file is again present in our backend code. If you see server.js, where we created one route. Now another route I will create. It will return something same, request response, and I will send the data. Button was clicked from backend. Okay, let me just check whether this API is working or not. So this is 8080 port number. I will just give /hello and it will tell us whether it is working or not. So from 8080 it is working, but what we want, when we click this button, this message should come here on the page. Okay, so for that I will go back again to my front end application. This is my front end application. If you see, we go back to the app.js page. I will just use one state variable here as value comma set value, use state. Okay, import use state from React. Save it. I have another thing called Axios to call this API from the front end. So on my front end terminal, open this front end terminal again. No need to stop the server, or if you want you can stop the server, install it and again start your front end. So I am again going to my front end and then I will do npm install Axios. Through Axios we can connect to our backend API. So we already have Axios. Now I am going to import Axios from Axios. Okay, and inner function I will make it as an async function. I will use Axios to call my backend API /hello. Just a simple Axios call. So Axios dot get and the backend URL. It is running on port 8080. Okay, /hello. I want to connect to this URL, and since it is a async function, I will get await and just save it. Okay, save it, and then we go back to the browser and check it. Now when we click here, we get a network error coming up here, and it is that same CORS error blocked by CORS policy. If you go to the networks tab here, you can see it named as the CORS error. So what we need to do is install something as CORS on our backend server. So let me go to my backend, cd CORS backend. Just check, yeah, this is my backend. I will do npm I CORS here and import it. Save it, and it is very simple to use. It is just app.use. Inside we write CORS. Okay, right now when you write it like this, it will accept the request from any source. But if you want it to accept request coming from only a specific origin, that is, I want it only request coming from localhost 3000 to be accepted. So I will give it inside this. And save it. Now let me go back, refresh my page and click me. It is not failing. You can see it is passing also. Let me take you to that. Yeah, the message, it is coming, message is clicked. If you see the headers, it is giving as 200 OK. Coming back to the console, I want that message to be printed on my browser, whatever it is returning. So now I go to this part. I will write a proper Axios code now. That was await, and here we will have the then and catch block also. So the response what we are getting will be stored in our set value. So I will give set value. Let me first print the response, console.log, and print the response. And if there is any error on this, it should give catch that error. So in the catch block I am having that error. I will print it in my console. Okay. Okay, check the front end, it is running correctly, everything seems fine. Okay, if I click here, yeah, my console is printing. If I give any error to this one, okay, and do click me, it will give not found. Okay, again let me save it, clear it, refresh it. It is giving the data here. In the data I have my message button was clicked from backend. I want this message to be printed here. So it is very simple here. What I am going to use is this. If the value is present, it should print in the header the value. Okay, and before that it should set that data, set value. The value is inside data, so it will be response.data.message. Why response.data.message? Because it is inside data and then inside message. It is in JSON format. So just save it and let me refresh, and I do a click and it is button was clicked from backend. Any detail from the backend, it is coming here. Let me modify whatever is there. So hi Abhavya. Okay, now I will just click it and it becomes as hi Abhavya. Okay, the data also is same hi Abhavya here. So like this you can remove the CORS error. Another thing is, if you are not able to resolve the CORS error using this part, what we can use is proxy. So in the package.json of your front end, you are going to mention proxy here. The way we have browsers list, okay, you can come here, give proxy, okay, give the URL where you want to connect. It is like for all the requests it will going to the backend. That's why we give this. This also makes it works. And if not, you can use the HTTP middleware to resolve your CORS error. So this was all. Thank you everyone. If you liked it and you were able to resolve your error, please give it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends.